dog. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk your dog. Yeah, boy, come on, get over here. Get here. You know what? I asked my mom for 15 cents. She wants the elephants going jump the fence. Jump so high, it touches the sky. They come back until the 4th of July. Walking a dog. Did a walk in the dog. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk the dog. Come on, get over here. Here, listen to my little poem now. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does that garden grow? You see how you got silver bells, you got cockle shells, pretty maids all in a row, walking the dog. Did a walk in the dog. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'm gonna show you how to walk the dog. Lord, get over here, boy. Get away from that tree. Come on. Just a walk. Just a walk. Just a walk. I stepped in. What? Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk your dog. Get that tree down. Go ahead. Here, boy. Let me play one. I'm gonna buy me a new dog. How much is that dog? Just a walking now. Get over here. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk your dog. Yeah, boy, come over here now. Just a walking.
September 12th, 2003. Didn't make the morning papers, he died in his sleep. In a world of loneliness, corruption and need, hatred of hatred, politics and greed. But I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. Yes, I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. An honest man, one who cared, a heart that big, well, that's something rare. In a world of broken promises and lies, it's comforting to know a man could walk the line. And I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. Yes, I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. beat of the working man of every tortured soul that does the best they can. If you're broken down and the world is on your back, have faith in the star above that's wearing black. And I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died. And I know I wasn't alone when I cried on the day Johnny Cash died.
My buddy John Eccleston, he played 17 years once a month at the Angel Inn in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Once a month for 17 years, this guy came and played there every month, never without fail. And his whole show consisted of him, an acoustic guitar, a mic stand, and a little music box behind him that played the rhythm and beat behind his guitar. That was it. You heard it there. That's all he has to record with. John Eccleston out of Toronto. Hell of a musician. Welcome to Canadian Truthers. I was hoping to have this show a little more organized for tonight, but something's better than nothing. This, folks, is where you're going to find my shows when I get banned from Facebook. When the Zuckerstapo lock me up in Facebook jail, YouTube is my only recourse. And I don't want to risk getting banned on YouTube on my primary personal page. So I've created these channels, these other channels, that you can come to, and that's where you'll find my various shows. So if you give me just a minute here, I'm going to flip you over. First we found, well, of course, you guys have found this channel, or you wouldn't be watching me, Canadian Truthers. And I'll tell you about Canadian Truthers in a few minutes. Right now, I want to show you some of the other pages I've set up, or channels as they're called here on YouTube. They're not pages, they're channels. And if you're familiar with me at all, you'll recognize these channels right off the bat. Now we'll come back over here. There we go. Now I think if I enlarge that just a little bit to there. Sorry folks, like I said, I normally have all this stuff ready. This is my On the Patio. It may pop up On the Patio with Duke if you do a search for it. Let's bring this back up here, and I'll show you what I mean. Right here you can see in the search window On the Patio with Duke, but the channel's real name is On the Patio. And of course, my top hat is the channel logo. This was aired 4 days ago. We've had no views. If you come to this channel, please hit subscribe, ring the bell. That gets you a notification when we go live. This is the channel I use for Friday night broadcasts. Friday night is my On the Patio show, and where are you going to find it? You're going to find it on Facebook, On the Patio with Duke Willis, or here on YouTube, On the Patio. It's not hard. Every Friday night, one of those two sites is going to carry my On the Patio program. Now, to help get you folks used to coming to the YouTube channel, what I'm going to start doing is just what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to broadcast from YouTube and share it to Facebook. Then the following week, I'll do broadcast on Facebook and share it out to YouTube. So one week, YouTube will be the primary broadcaster. The following week, Facebook and BeLive TV will be the primary broadcast source. It's about as fair as I can get it, and it's about as simple and easy a way as I can think of to help you folks get used to looking for me on other platforms. And eventually, let's face it, eventually I'm going to get banned from YouTube as well. So my next step is synthesissocial.com, and that's coming together rather nicely. We'll talk more about Synthesis a little later on tonight. Now I'm going to take you to another show, or sorry, another channel. Politically Speaking. Ta-da, that one. There we are. And as you know, folks, Saturday on Facebook, traditionally that's been, I'm not sure, I got looking the other day trying to figure out how long I've been doing these Friday, Saturday, Sunday things. I traced on the patio back to July 19th, so mid-July, and I was doing the Politically Speaking and Canadian Patriot Report before that. I started those right after I got out of my 3-month-long stint in Facebook jail, January, February, March. So it was probably April or May when I started, more than likely May, when I started the Politically Speaking program on Saturday nights. So that's a long time for this channel to be on Facebook, and now I'm expanding it out to YouTube. And really the only reason I'm doing that, well, there's two. I kind of like using the OBS software. It gives me all kinds of neat things to do, like, all these banners that you see here. I can move the screens around. I can add all kinds of stuff, put together slideshows like you saw at the beginning of this show. I'm going to see if Barry Prince is around. I want to ask him to come join me tonight. Hey, big guy.
How you doing, dude?
Not bad. I just got to, what is that doing up? Close that. I just got to add you in here. Just bear with me, folks. Like I said, I haven't had time to get this all set up ahead of time. So just bear with me, folks, and I'll bring Barry in here. It's just going to take me a second to put together what they call a scene, a screenshot, so to speak, for those of you. Window capture. There's Skype. And we'll just reshape Barry so that he fits into the screen. There we go, Barry. We just stretched you all out. Now you're about 8 feet tall and 1 foot wide.
Okay. Whatever it takes to make it work, bud.
Well, I just stretched the screen out, and now you look more like Art Carney than Jack Gleason.
There you go.
All right.
Just what I needed to hear that tonight, dude.
Folks, say hello to my old friend from out west, Barry Prince. Are you coming through here? Do I need to turn up any?
Nope. I said hello. Hey, Annie Olivo's in your chat there. Hi, Annie. How you doing?
Good. You're watching the chat.
Gary's
I'm busy.
in there. Gary's in there too.
Is he?
Gary? Yes, he is.
Well, I'm busy driving OBS here, so you follow the chat. How's that? The two of us we'll tag team this. I love your shirt. Anybody that wants one of Barry's shirts, Trudeau for Prison 2019. If you want that, let me get rid of this stupid banner on Skype. Get rid of that. Okay. If you would like one of Barry's shirts, send me an email at dukewillis@gmail.com. We'll get them made up. Barry will get you a price. Now, I know he pays big bucks because he only gets, maybe 3 or 4 done up at a time, and they're more expensive. But if enough of you people send in orders and you're willing to commit to these, and you want to wait until we get like 20 or 30 t-shirts ordered, it'll be a whole lot cheaper. So contact me at dukewillis@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can do about putting together a decent size order to get a really good price on, I don't know, what was it, Barry? 25, the price really drops down?
Yeah, if I get a bunch made up, I can get them made up for about, I think, $18 or $19 if I get 40 or 50 made up, something like that. But I'm paying about $25 a shirt. Best money I ever spent, though. I don't leave home without it, bud.
Right on. So there you go, folks. Either, send me an email and let me know. You want one right away? I'll send the information to Barry. You can send him the cash. He'll get it made up for you and mail it back to you. If you want to wait and put your name on a list, when we get, what is it, Barry, 25? No, 50. We get 50.
If I get 50, then I can get it to guys really cheap. I'm not in this to make a penny, man. I just want to get them out there. Actually, Duke, if I win the lottery, I got a ticket for Friday night, and I think it's $37 million. And I'll commit right now. Yes, Lord. If I win that $37 million, I am going to send out 500 of these T-shirts to the first 500 people that ask for them. Free.
There you go.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
If you win the you win the $37 million, don't you owe me $30 million?
Yeah. I'll put you on the list, Duke.
Okay, all right. Don't forget, I lent you that $30 million for lunch 2 weeks ago, right? Well, it's not my fault, dude. I told you to go to McDonald's where it's cheap. No. You had to go to Swiss Chalet. Well, that was $30 million for lunch.
Listen, buddy, if I ever won that kind of money, there'd be a lot of happy people out there. Because I wouldn't keep much.
If I ever won that kind of money, you motherfuckers would never see my fat white ass again. I'd be gone. Disappear.
I'd give a lot of it away, and then the rest of it, I'd hire the best lawyers in Canada, and I'd go after Trudeau with everything I possibly could throw at him. And there's lots we could go after him legally. If the RCMP in this country lawyers, I want to punch you right in the mouth for wanting to hire lawyers. You don't. What's his name? Rocco Galati. Rocco. Okay. You stupid senior stoner. You don't hire lawyers. None of them are worth the money they charge you. Okay. You hire the Canadian sniper that can take out a target from 3 miles away. That's the motherfucker you hire. Okay? You can't say that on radio here, buddy.
We're not on radio. This is Tubes of You.
Anyways, it would go to good use. We'll leave it at that, okay?
All right.
Right now, legally, the only window we really have, Duke, is legal. We don't want to go to armed confrontation. We know we're going to maybe have to go that route one day, but we really don't want to go there. I still believe there's a window of opportunity open legally to go after this government, and there's some stuff going on right now in Canada that's pretty exciting. People are really starting to take notice.
I'm playing the fucking violin for you.
Okay. Anyways, next subject.
Next
See what
subject.
Trudeau announced today, man. Boy, he's going to give a lot of money to media that the government selects to give money to. Unbelievable. Boy, talking about a page out of the fucking Mein Kampf, man.
He's given what to who? What?
You didn't read? You didn't follow that link today?
I don't pay attention to that shit.
Well, we have to. We got to know what
why.
Doing. Huh?
You know what they're doing? Criminal activity. That's what they're doing.
So
Well,
what's it going to take for the rest of Canadians to understand this, Duke? When are we going to get the people to stand up? What's it going to take, man? Huh?
I don't
I
know.
ask myself that question every day.
Ask the people in Sodom and Gomorrah what it took for them to wake up and follow Lot the fuck out of the valley.
Anyways, we're not going to go to Sodom and Gomorrah tonight because we're talking about Canada. And you know what? I'll tell you, if Canadians don't get up off their asses right now in this country,
tell you what, Barry,
we in trouble.
You go out and put a fucking sign on the front of every Tim Hortons that says your motherfucking coffee's going up by $1. And you'll see the biggest revolt in this country. You tell them Timbits are going to double in price, and you'll see Canadians having a fucking stroke on the 401. But you tell them Trudeau is going to sell their ass to Saudi Arabia, and Muslims are going to behead them, and they'll be like, I really like my double-double.
Yeah, you better still look. Just tell them the hockey games they're watching every night on TV. Now we're going to cost them $10 a night to watch.
Look,
you want to see a real
all you people are worried about Soros and reducing the population. I'm going to kill half of you fucking Canadians right now with the biggest national heart attack that ever happened. The Toronto Maple Leafs just won the Stanley Cup. Listen closely, Barry. People are going to drop like flies from that.
They would.
Yeah.
There would be a national celebration coast to coast.
Do you know how many season ticket holders would fall over and fucking, it's the big one, Edith, and they'd fall right over. That'd be
Jim Clancy would turn in his grave.
Hey, what's happening in the chat room? I'm not following the chat room. That's your job. Pay attention there.
I'm watching over here. There's more and more people. It started there's 10 people in here now. There was 4 a few minutes ago. It got to 6. Now we got 10 in here.
Okay, good.
But,
so, folks,
you didn't really get a chance to put this show out there, Duke. You know?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
What's going on?
No, and that's my whole purpose, is that people keep saying, I'm looking for your show, I can't find your show, and that's because people keep looking for me on my personal profiles, like my personal Duke Willis Facebook profile, and I know that the things I talk about on my show, or shows, are controversial. They're going to attract attention, and my personal profile has already been red flagged so many times. I need to diversify the irrigation pattern, shall we say. I need to go from a long-barreled shotgun to a short-barreled shotgun and get more spread in the pattern of the pellets. So I set up those other group pages. On the Patio, Politically Speaking, and CPR, Canadian Patriot Report. And then when I got booted from Facebook for the last month, I thought, well, I need to set these up on another platform. So I created the new channels here on YouTube. And by doing so, I created emails. People can now reach out directly to the channels. Facebook and YouTube both go to On the Patio with Duke Willis at gmail.com, Politically Speaking with Duke Willis at gmail.com, CPR Canadian Patriot Report with Duke Willis at gmail.com. Like, they all have their own emails. So anybody can reach me. Anybody can find me. You can go to YouTube and type in the email address. On Facebook, you can punch in the @ at Duke's Rant, and that will take you to my On the Patio page on Facebook. Or you can type in @TruthXTrueNorth, and that will take you to the Politically Speaking group, and Canada Needs CPR, and that will take you to the Facebook CPR, Canadian Patriot Report group. Are you bored now, Barry?
Yeah, well.
Shut up.
Hey, did you look at that video I sent you the other day, Duke?
On chaga?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
What do you think
Yeah.
of that?
I
What
think
do you
that
think?
stuff's pretty cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I think I may have to get you to send me a jar of that.
Well,
So,
anybody that's followed you know what, Duke, anybody that's followed my radio shows over the last 3 years, and I'm surprised that I haven't talked about it on your show before, knows that I'm a big promoter of Chaga because of what it's done to my body. And to tell you it's taken all the arthritis out of my body is not a lie. And I've told you many times at 64, and I'm not bragging about this, but I am playing goal harder than I have in probably 15 years. And I'm almost back to the form that I was. I'm snagging pucks out of the air at 64, almost to the level that I was when I was playing competitive hockey. And I played senior A hockey in British Columbia for about 7 years for 3 different teams over that 7 year period. And I played junior B in Ontario for the Dixie Beehives in Toronto. But it's like Chaga has done more to my body. Anybody out there that's got problems with your bodies, you really got to look into Chaga. It's just done miracles for me. Everybody I share it with, Duke, it's telling me the same thing. I've got 7 people in my community here in Terrace, and I can't say this to you because I can go to jail, but I have 7 people in my community now that tell me that adding Chaga to their body has alleviated cancer. Just the addition of Chaga to their body has killed the cancer cell in their body. And if you look at Chaga and what it does, it super boosts your immune system. It attacks free radicals in the body. It attacks uh, fungus in the body. Has an amazing effect on arthritis. Just about any disorder in your body, it will have an effect on. So look it up, folks. Go to your local health food store. Try and get some Siberian Chaga and start putting it in your
can
body.
you see
And
that,
your
Barry?
body's gonna.
I think I spelled that correctly, didn't I? Did that come up on your? Give it a second. It may take to pop up on your screen.
No, it's Chaga. And you know what I can do? I can go to YouTube and
Yeah,
pull up that.
Chaga. Yeah, that's what I've got there.
Yeah. We can also post that video I sent you the other day, and people can have a look at it when they get a minute. When you go to that video, Duke, it'll take you to 50 other links on Chag and all the
Yeah,
reports and
I went
all
to
of,
a
yeah,
couple of them. Yeah.
yeah. There's tons of information out there about it. You know, the Chinese were using Chaga, buddy, thousands of years ago, and believe it or not, it's historical fact that the emperors of China, when they discovered that Chaga gave them extra years of life, it gave them longevity in their life, they didn't share it with the common people. And that's a historical fact. Chaga came to light in Europe about 1600, 1700. It came to light in Europe, and it came to light in North America around 1970 when people first started hearing about Chaga, and now it's going viral. So get it, guys, and drink it, and your body will love you. And that's all I'm going to say about Chaga tonight. That's my Chaga rant.
Now, while we're here, I want to remind people about Barry Prince's radio show. You can find him on People's Internet Radio, The Big Puzzle, Sundays at 1 Western, 1 Pacific?
1 p.m. Pacific time.
1 p.m. Pacific time, exactly. So 1 p.m. Chronic Stoner Pacific time. They're 3 hours behind the rest of the country because it takes them that long to make up for the chronic THC allowance.
Gary's in chat right now. Gary, you're up in Northern Ontario. And believe it or not, Northern Ontario is rated to have the second best chaga in the whole world. The first is rated out of Siberia. Siberia is rated to be the best in the world. But the second best comes right out of your neck of the woods up there, Gary. So when it's 20 below, go out and find your birch trees, find your chaga, and start taking it. But don't go out and harvest it when it's warm. You've got to harvest chaga in minus 20 degree temperature when the tree is completely dormant. Usually you'll have to climb for it. Easy to identify. Take it home and start drinking it, buddy. There you go. No more about chaga. Oh, shut up. Okay,
Yep.
That's it. No more.
Barry,
Gary's in there. I just thought I'd mention that.
hi Gary, how you doing, buddy? I was
Well,
gonna
he says
call
he's
you.
got amazing amounts of chaga. You're all over it, buddy. Okay. Come on in here, Gary. Join the conversation.
You need Skype to come in. Anybody that wants to join the conversation, just add Duke Willis on Skype, and I'll bring you right in on Skype beside Barry. I can even adjust the size of the screen so you guys won't look like little postage stamps. So,
Yeah, I love it too, Gary. I'm just talking with him in chat. Sorry.
No,
You got
that's
me
okay.
going both places here, so.
Barry, you're doing fine, buddy. You're handling one side of the show while I'm taking care of some of the sort of behind the scenes editing process back here.
Anyways, the Trudeau government announced today they're going to be funding um, media outlets that put out proper information. They're going to set up a panel that's going to decide what media operations get funding from the government. And they've allowed $600 million. Basically, it's the end of free speech in Canada. Michelle Rempel released a video on it, and I follow her. I like to hear what she's saying. I'm not a supporter, but I listen to everybody talk. And this lady today, I've never seen Michelle Rempel in the state of disarray that she was today, just reading what Trudeau announced today in Parliament. She was visibly shaken, and I've never seen that in her trying to digest what is coming out of Ottawa. This is one of the most barbaric things of all the barbaric things that Trudeau has done.
It's treason against the people in the country of Canada. Dot, period, end of sentence.
It is right out of page, I think it's 310 of the Mein Kampf. Page, I think it's 310, where it's an exactly what Hitler did. Completely control the media. And that's what Trudeau is doing here. He's completely taking over media in Canada. I think it's 310 of the Mein Kampf.
How do I add you, Gary? Can you hear me? Accept. There we go.
Let me just turn the mic or the speakers down so you don't get any feedback.
Okay. Do you have headphones?
I don't.
Okay. Well, that's something we need to get you then.
I'm a toothless hillbilly, dude. I don't have. What the fuck am I gonna have headphones?
All right.
I can hear you, Barry. How you doing?
I'm trying to add you in here.
I kind of see me.
Yeah, but how do I get Barry here as well?
You need to set it to panel.
Dun, 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 dun.
Actually, what? I'm gonna hang up. You've got my thing there now, so you can just add me to the call instead of me calling in, because I've swapped him out. So I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. Dun dun dun. Barry, are you there? Barry? Oh my God, this is so annoying. I hate Skype.
What's
Dun
going
dun
on?
dun. There we are. Okay. Now let me add people to this call. Where is Gary? Why don't I see Gary? And it's not going to give me Gary Gilbert. Yeah. Okay, that's not working. Well, I hate this system.
You're the computer techie here, man. You're supposed to have all this stuff down. We don't pay you the big bucks or nothing, man.
Yeah. I'm so ashamed.
With it, buddy.
Quick, someone let me commit suicide.
Tell you what, dude, you give me your mailing address and I'll send you a couple bottles of Chaggy. And then you can start ranting about it in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks from now.
My mailing address is...
We'll do it after the show. Just
all right.
On Facebook.
Oh, sure. You just don't want to type. You just don't want to have to write it down.
Yeah.
Why won't this...
type with one finger.
Why won't this let me add Gary? Gary, this is not liking you. This system says Gary is not eligible for a phone call.
Well, then he's not online. But he's in chat.
Well, he is online, and he's probably pissed at me for not adding him to this call.
Somebody's asking me to repeat what I was saying, and I don't know what I was saying. I said a lot of things. So.
I am not knowing.
I am not knowing what it is, John, that you want me to repeat.
Why can't I see that? Oh, no.
Well,
Wow.
really the bottom line about Chaga, you know why I love sharing it, Duke, is because I see so many people getting healthier when they use it. You know what, buddy? When somebody comes up 3 months after you start them on Chaga and they give you a big hug, that's worth more than any money in the world to me. So I'm gonna send you some, and you can start taking it.
I'm
And
trying
Gary's
to
saying
add the wrong
you've got
name.
us. Yeah, he says you've got us. Add what's it called?
Prometheus.
Yeah, yeah, whatever that is.
Not whatever, whoever. Prometheus was a Greek god. I forget exactly of what. Now I gotta figure out how to fucking spell this.
Hey, beep, beep.
Oops.
There's children listening to this show, Duke.
Oh, and you know what? That's not an O. That's a 0.
Oh,
Oh, why do you have to? You bloody computer nerds are all the same. You can't use an O. We have to use a 0. It's still not showing anything. Oh, that's why, because I missed a U. And
good evening, Ricky Wright.
hey, Ricky, how are you, buddy? Nope, it is not bringing up this name as an option for me to add Prometheus. Nope,
He
not.
says he texted you on Skype.
He texted me on
So yeah,
Skype.
he probably sent you a request on Skype. All you have to do is accept it. So he's saying in chat here. Chat's a few minutes behind her actually talking here too. So I don't know how much of a delay you got there, but it seems like it's a couple minutes delay.
Okay. There. Now add to group call. Ha ha.
We'll see how strong his Wi-Fi is tonight.
And there we go. And that's how you do it.
There you go.
You know what the problem was? I hadn't accepted you as a contact yet.
I know, that's what I said. You have to accept the right name. You can't just try to add me by my name, because Prometheus is what I opened that account with, like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
How you doing, Gary?
Okay.
Shitty, but thanks for asking. How's by you, Chaga, man? Fuck me. I am more impressed with you every fucking day, Mr. Prince.
Why is that?
The mere fact you know what Chaga is out fucking standing.
Buddy, I got turned on to Chaga about 5 years ago, and I started drinking it. And a month after I started drinking it, buddy, I started going, wow, my body feels good. And
I will say one thing.
I keep talking about hockey because that's what really tells me it's doing miracles, just the way I'm down on the ice and kicking out and doing shit that I should never do to my body at my age. I feel like I'm getting younger all the time. And I tell people that, and they go, huh? What? But it's true.
Well,
And
the
Chaga
only
does that to you.
The only thing I'll debate with you on that is I harvest it all year round. So do a lot of the natives up here. We harvest it all year round. It doesn't, it's not a temperature-based thing. It's how you cure it. See, it comes off as, how it comes off the tree, and you never harvest all of it because you'll kill it. It won't regenerate.
No, when I harvest, I make sure I leave about 25% of the Chaga on the tree. Because the Chaga will grow again. It takes about 5 years.
Yeah.
But I've been studying it.
You take it,
I'll push back. Okay, go ahead.
Once you cure it, then you can powder it, and you can put it in your food and your drink, however you need to fucking do it. And it will give you some amazing health benefits.
Yeah, what I do is I break mine into small chunks, and I do what they call a low temperature heat extraction. It takes about 36 hours. I simmer at about 150 degrees. I take my chunks out halfway through the process, and I flash freeze them. And what that does, it opens up any spores in the Chaga that isn't opened by the heat. And I put them back in my pot, and I do them for about another 18 hours at 150 degrees. I'm getting about 85% of the nutrients in my Chaga. And I'll push back on the time of year you harvest. I've read hundreds of reports, literally, Gary, that tell me that the concentration of nutrients in the chaga in the summertime is a fraction of what it
Isn't it
is in the
high?
wintertime.
It is. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. It's that cold that extracts that element. But
Well, it puts a tree in a dormant state.
But you still can't harvest all year round.
You can.
There's one elder that I go out chaga hunting with, and this guy's 93, 94 now, something like that. And
so he's your age, Gary.
Damn near. Damn near. Fuck yeah.
I like this. I'm the young guy among the crowd here. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
You sat behind Christ in the fucking schoolroom. What are you talking about?
I didn't sit behind him. I sat beside him. He cheated by reading my test answers.
No, you were just high, that's all. So how you doing, Mr. Duke?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. It's Wednesday. I haven't shot anybody yet, so we're looking good for the weekend. I might just make it through the week without a police report, so it's a good week.
Gotta have goals, I guess. I mean, that's always important.
Mm-hmm.
John asked, does it get you high? No, it doesn't get you high. It just gives you...
high on life. High on life. Because your body feels better.
It can do that. It gives you a lot of energy. It's very similar to ginseng that way. It gives you a lot of energy. But it's the health effects. It's the health effects that it actually does. It combats diabetes. It combats high cholesterol. It combats cancer. Now these are all things that are claimed by people that use it. Now I will put it out there that they haven't done official white paper reports in the science community because they don't want to. They don't want to have people go and actually,
get healthy
pharmaceuticals because that's their money.
There's no money in that, Gary. There's no money in that, buddy. Come on.
Oh no, fuck no. So they don't. But that's the way it is for a lot of natural stuff. But this is the way I look at it. There's over 1 million people worldwide using chaga, from Native Americans to fucking Siberian fucking travelers and nomads to the fucking Sami people. They've been using it forever. And these motherfuckers.
I'll get a piece and put it up on the screen here. Somebody in chat wants to see a piece of raw. I'll grab one.
Barry.
I'll grab one if you want.
Okay, whoa, guys. Time. Barry, how did you send me that video yesterday? Did you send that to me on Facebook Messenger or on email?
We were in Skype. No, we were in Skype talking.
We were in Skype. Okay.
It'll be in your Skype.
All right.
So if you just grab it and paste it and put it in chat here, people can have a look at it when they get a time.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is I'm going to go find it. There it is. YouTube. It'll pop up.
Hey, Gary, you're right about energy. You know what I do just before I play hockey? I take 2 ounces of chaga and I put it in my water bottle, and just before I step on the ice, I chug it down. And I'll tell you, it's just like I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing off the walls. Yeah, I'm bouncing.
It tastes like ass.
It's got a birchy, earthy taste to it. I put it in my coffee. I'll tell you, it makes my coffee taste better.
Yeah. I mean, you get used to it. I throw honey in with it. Helps a little bit. But I do it mostly through tea. That's how I use it. I use it for tea. Throw it in my coffee.
I know a lot of people that make the tea. I just got into this low heat extraction system about 4 years ago, and I've been doing it for about 4 years now, and doing good things for people. So I love it, man.
Oh, who was it that you said you need to have some to send to them? Who wanted some? Did Duke want some?
Yeah,
I can send Duke some.
I wouldn't mind some.
I send you some concentrate through the mail. I always get it through. I send it through in bottles, Duke, but I always wrap them up, and it always makes it there. But I'll grab a piece here. I'll show people.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Barry, that video you sent me, I got it ready to bring up here. Why don't we let people watch this for a few minutes? I think it's. Let me just check here. It's 17 minutes long. Well, I'll play the first, say, 7 minutes of it or so. Give people an idea of what it is, how it grows. Okay? Let me just bring this up. Dum 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 dum. We'll flip over.
We didn't want to get a Chaga show going, but it's a good.
No, I
subject to
know,
talk
but
about.
people are asking
Dude,
about it, and
I
it's something different.
You actually mentioned Chaga. That is outstanding. Outstanding.
Well, when you believe in something, you talk about it, Gary, and I believe in it because I see what it's doing to me.
Absolutely.
I'm drinking some right now, believe it or not.
I just finished a cup.
I won't be going to bed. I won't be going to bed till about 11 o'clock tonight.
Okay, guys, we just got to keep. I'm not sure if Skype is still going out over the audio. So if we just leave this and let people listen to the video for a minute.
Chaga is a wild mushroom native to the.
You want to show them a piece, Gary, or I'll go get a piece and show it. I got a piece right here. I can bring it up and I'll grab a piece. Hold on, guys.
In order to thrive, and it prefers to grow mainly birch trees. It's actually a fungal sclerotium and a typical fruiting body, which is what most people think of as an actual mushroom. Now, a sclerotium is a mass of fungal cells that act as a kind of repository for the reproductive potential of the fungus. So the sclerotium can appear to be dormant.
This is a piece that came off the tree. Yeah.
And sometime later, the fruiting body of the chaga fungus.
Okay, then I'll show you a piece of the stuff.
And it sporulates the next generation of chaga into being. Chaga has been a staple of indigenous folk medicine for many centuries in northern Eurasia and North America, but it was first used as a
There's no sound on the video. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but people have to.
Presence throughout the boreal forests.
No, I don't hear it, but maybe that's because it's coming through Skype. But there's some basic rules that you got to follow when you go to harvest chaga. And you're gonna be more likely to find chaga on dead birch trees, on trees that are dying or dead, like standing dead trees. Alive trees, you really want to limit or manage your harvesting because you will kill the crop of chaga and it won't regenerate. John Secret, hey, I need around 17 pounds. What the fuck you need with 17 pounds? That's like a lifetime's worth. That's a lot of chaga.
Okay, I don't know if folks were picking up the audio on that video, so I stopped it there.
PK said the sound is...
The sound is what?
Dim. Low.
Yeah, I don't know why it was doing that. And the more I tried to turn it up, unfortunately it turned up you guys as well, which drowned it out even more.
You see that picture of me right there?
Where?
On the screen, right beside Barry there.
Yeah.
That spot right there was where I got my last bit of chaga.
Well, I'll put a piece up here for you. This is what it looks like when I take it off the tree. That's the exterior of the birch tree. That's your birch bark on the outside. That's your center of your chaga. And what I do, of course, I take this all off and I break it in chunks. That's another example of chaga. That's the outside of the birch tree, and that's your chaga. Like I said, when I take it off the tree, there's a gentleman on the internet. His name is David Wolf, and he's considered to be kind of the guru of chaga in the world. I interviewed him on a radio show here 2 years ago. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. But anyways, he was the one that really went through the low heat extraction method with me. And like I said, I interviewed him on my radio show here about 3 years ago. I had him on, and quite a knowledgeable gentleman. He's got a couple of videos on YouTube on chaga, so go look him up and start using this stuff, guys. It'll really make a huge difference in your body, and that's a good thing. More people taking chaga is one less dollar in Big Farmy's pocket.
Works for me.
There you go.
So, again, folks, this whole show was intended to help you, my viewers and my followers, find me on YouTube. Canadian Truthers, I'm going to be starting on here every Wednesday night. I'm going to be focusing first on the two people that I've already got listed in the playlists here. Billy Joyce and Amazing Polly. By the time I get through 2 weeks with Billy Joyce and Amazing Polly, I'm going to have Barry Prince's The Big Puzzle radio show flipped over into audio files that I will backload. In other words, will backdate into Barry's shows. He's going to handpick some of his shows from the past. We're going to upload those onto this channel. And then every time Barry does a new show every Sunday, that show, the soundtrack from it, will be uploaded to this channel. So Canadian Truthers is slowly going to become a live, updated, regularly updated Canadian citizen journalist format. Not just me ranting. Tonight is sort of an introduction, but eventually we're going to get to the point where I will pick a certain day of the week and have Billy Joyce or Amazing Polly upload their videos for that week, and you'll know that on this day you can go and see Billy's latest videos, or on this day you can go and hear Barry's latest shows, or go and see what Gary has to say about synthesissocial.com. Check updates for it there. Anything to do with Canadians who are telling the truth about what's going on in our country, this is the channel where you're going to find them. If you know someone out there who's on YouTube or on Facebook, like Frank Vaughn, I am going to start bringing some of Frank Vaughn's videos in here and make a playlist for Frank. Okay? There's a whole bunch of people out there who are pumping out videos and doing their thing in their small little corner of this great big country. If you know about them, get a hold of me. Let me know. Let them know about this channel. Get them to feed their videos to the channel or to me. That's what this is for. It's not just me. I'm not the only one that's out here working on what needs to be done. Am I, Gary?
Yes, it's just you.
It's just me. Yep.
It's just you. It's all you.
And to quote my friend Jim Baker, God needs your money, so please send me your checks now.
Give generously.
Yes,
because
give
I
generously.
need a new jet. I need a new jet.
I need
The old jet is wearing out.
New hat.
Dookie needs a beard trim. Please give generously.
I was actually told that today. I need a beard trim. I said, I don't have a fucking beard. It doesn't grow.
No, wait, we're live. I can't tell you where I've got more hair growing than you do on your chin. My chest.
Oh, sure you can.
Yes,
Don't
okay.
be chicken. Don't
It's
be
my
chicken. Don't be.
chest.
Fuck, you lying bastard. You've got an ass mullet. Admit it. You guys don't get it. Duke's been trying to bring the mullet back into style, but he wanted to go his own unique way and grow the ass mullet. He's got the most amazing mullet going.
It's like a flap in long johns back there, just sort of, you know. You people are all sick and demented. It's no wonder I have such a bad reputation hanging out with a lot like you.
Who is PK 3500?
I don't know. It sounds like a personal problem to me.
Well, they asked, when can we start testing live video on Synthesis Social? So they're obviously on there. And I don't know who they are. I'm just curious.
Who is that? Somebody's been in there all night and it's that name. I don't know who it is.
We have we're just reconfiguring the core on the server that's dedicated to video. So it'll be up for for December 1st when we go live for the beta. But we're trying to tweak it right now because we've actually, the way the site's set up, it actually doesn't run off of a server like a lot of places. It actually runs off of multiple servers, and each server is dedicated to a specific task. So certain modules are being configured or tweaked, and they'll be ready for December 1st. And the first podcast will be a showdown between Mr. Prince and Mr. Jurgen. Oh, it's Ed there. Hello, Mr. Ed. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And
I love Jurgen, man. Tell you.
First, well, we're going to put you two up.
It.
You two are going to have a little gab fest, and you guys get to choose the direction you want to go and just kind of have at her. You pick a topic, you guys discuss it. He picks a topic.
I want to be the referee. I want to be the referee in the cage match.
And then come the following period, it'll be the live stream, and Mr. Duke is going to do that. So he will do his own rant and hopefully spotlight what he's doing tonight with Canadian Truthers and do a really cool official announcement on it off of his channel, on his channel, and just kind of get all to come by and hang out and fucking, cheer him on and tell him to show his ass mullet. Challenge him. Double dog dare him.
You're all so mean. I have to go to my safe space now.
Fuck your face. Ed, I was hoping to go live with Faith Goldie this Saturday. Well, we're switching up a few things. We tried to get the API code for Facebook so it can actually connect and live stream on Facebook from the site. Facebook is being a douchebag. They're changing the codes and cutting it. And they don't want to share unless you're paying them. And they want big dollars to do that. And guess what? I'm so broke I can't pay attention. And even if it wasn't, I wouldn't pay them anyways.
All day long, I heard about people being attacked on Facebook today, Gary.
Dude, it's getting worse.
It's getting bad. We're under attack. We got to realize they're going to really ramp this up.
I'm going to sound like a douchebag for a second to all your listeners out there, and I'm not going to apologize for it because I just don't give a fuck, really. In the end, I know they think I'm an asshole for the most part, and that's cool. I got broad shoulders. I'm good with that. Here's the thing. We're all complaining about Facebook. We're all complaining about YouTube. We're all complaining about these platforms that are silencing us. We've now built it for you. So when these guys do their thing, you better go out and support them. Support the Dukes out there. Support the Eds out there. Support the Barrys out there. And use it. And then that sounds, whatever, but I'm being a little bit funny, or attempting to. My humor's got to be worked on. I get that. But in the end, it comes down to you guys. And when it comes time, make that switch. Use it and give a message, a clear message to the Zuckerbergs of life. Let them know that, they may think of you as a fucking number, as a cow, but you're not. You're not their fucking cow. So that's
well, we definitely need another platform, Gary. So I think your timing is perfect because we're going to see the attack on us really ramped up. It's going to get to a point where we're not going to be able to voice our opinions here shortly. I honestly believe that. So
we're going to lose the time to actually say it. I think it's coming down to after Trudeau made that statement, that declaration, that challenge to fucking Zuckerberg, it's come down to those truthers, those Canadian truthers aren't going to say, hey, come over here, because they're going to be shut down. They're not going to get a chance to say it.
Well, plus what he announced today, supporting the mainstream media and how he's basically going to be owning
$600 million.
Yep, just to give it to those guys. And of course they're setting up a council. Of course it's unbiased, totally set up by the Liberal government to judge what groups the money goes to.
Yes.
So they imagine that. Don't you love the government? They think about everything, Gary.
Oh, they
really want to protect us against these guys like Duke Willis. Yeah, that maniac running around with his tinfoil hat. I was going to put mine on tonight. My first show with Jurgen. We're both going to wear our tinfoil hats. We thought that'd be a good way to kind of get the message.
Barry.
Yes, sir.
We all know you don't wear a tinfoil hat. You've been a goalie for so long, they've implanted enough metal plates in your head from getting hit by pucks that the tinfoil doesn't do any good, dude.
I know. Okay.
Duke's got
Fire away. I'm ready.
I want to see him get the headphones on. Come on.
Keep your stick on the ice.
What we have
Fire, you fucks.
What we have to do
Hey.
now is get him a great big long shaggy wig that hangs out underneath that helmet so he looks like the guys from what was that Slapshot? Who were the three
Yep.
brothers? The three
Yep.
brothers in that movie?
Hey, Duke,
Did you-
that's a $500. That's a $500 helmet, and I got it at a fucking yard sale for $10, buddy. $10. I was like, what? $10? I looked it up. I picked it up. It's like a $500 Bauer professional helmet. You could blast me with a 100-mile-an-hour shot, and I'd laugh at you. So, love yard sales.
You wearing a hockey helmet is like me wearing a motorcycle helmet. They're both kind of fucking redundant. We're better off putting on heavy-duty cups. That's more important to protect. than
Yeah,
my
I wear one of them too. The best money can buy.
Yeah.
I think it depends on who you ask.
The best one. I could tell you a little story, but I won't.
Well, that was always the joke when guys were going for their motorcycle license, and the test says you're supposed to wear your helmet in the most important part of your body, but how do you strap it to your crotch?
Well, you know, I'm a masochist, dude, because I've been playing goal since I was about 8 years old. When I started playing goal, when I was that age, we wore cloth on our arms. Like cloth, literally cloth. And nobody
You know-
wanted to play goal because you got bruised all the time. But I got this mental sickness of stopping the puck.
It
Yeah.
takes a special kind to fucking be a goalie.
There's something mentally wrong with my brain. I know that. I admitted that to myself very young in my life. I said, Barry, something's wrong
Now-
upstairs because other guys are diving to get out of the way and you're diving to get in the way. So goalies
That's-
are a little bit weird, guys. We
The
are.
first step of recovery.
Hey,
It is. It's admitting that
should-
you have a problem.
I
That's
should
right.
call my old man right now. Gary, you remember that
Oh,
picture
you-
I showed you? Gary, I showed you that picture a couple of weeks ago of
Yes,
my old
sir.
man and Don
And
Cherry.
Don
Okay.
Cherry. Donald Cherry.
I should call my old man right now and he'll tell you the name of the goalie. He was playing junior A hockey and I think they were playing a team out west. This was back in the early 50s, before face masks and helmets and everything else, okay? To stop a puck during a Memorial Cup
Brothers.
game, the Hanson brothers, thank you.
Hanson
During
brothers. No, that was
a
John Seacrest.
Memorial Cup game, this goalie sat up and stopped a shot with his face on purpose. No mask, no helmet. Put his face in front of the puck in a Memorial Cup game out west. I could call my old man and he'd tell you the name of the team, what arena it was in, who the goalie was. He'll tell you. I could call him. He'd tell you the whole story right now. Back in the
Well,
day.
you just to think goalies used to play the game at NHL level without fucking helmets, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
all
what
the
the
NHL
hell? That's
You know,
that's
the guys-
insanity.
You want to know? You want to know an old trick, an old hockey player's trick. Since we're talking Canadian, okay? This is Canadian truthers. Here's a little bit of
Canadian
Canadian professional hockey truth. Back in the day when they wore real leather hockey gloves, the palms of the gloves were just a thin layer of leather. The back had all the padding, just like the nylon gloves you wear now. But even the gloves you wear now, the palm is all padded, so you're not feeling the sharp of a stick. But back then, it was just one layer of leather. Okay, they used to cut the palm out of their gloves so that when they skated up behind a guy, the big leather glove went on his shoulder, their hand pulled out, grabbed his jersey, and could yank him down. But the ref saw a loose-fitting glove, no fingers of the glove tensed up grabbing him. The glove is just loose on his jersey. But inside the glove, you've got a hold of his jersey and you're pulling him down. Go back to days of, Bobby Orr as a junior, or Kenny Dion as a junior, or even Gordie Howe when he was first
None
playing
of those guys
hockey.
wore helmets back then.
No, I know, but when they played hockey, when they were playing pro back in the 50s, when Gordie Howe first became an NHLer, dude, that's how they played. There was no palm in the glove of their or the palm of their gloves. There was nothing there. They cheated left, right, and center. You're damn right they did. It was a rough, tough game. There were no Gretzky's back then. There were no, don't hit him, he's a superstar. You went into the boards and you were lucky if you came out.
The game has
but
come
they were
a
also
long way.
back then. They were gentlemen too. I mean, there was enough rough and tumble, but they definitely did it from a respectable point of view. Not today, where it's just fucking.
That was ingrained into them. Okay, my dad has told me stories about coaches that he had even in St. Catharines in junior hockey. Now, comparable today, for those of you listening, junior hockey, think of your local arena, your kid goes to play hockey. He either plays for the house league team or he plays for the away team, the A team, the best group of players that make up that away team, okay? If you played for the A team in St. Catharines in the 1940s, late 40s, post-World War II, starting into the 50s, if you played in St. Catharines for their junior A away team, you wore a suit and tie when you got on the bus. You wore a suit and tie when you walked into the arena. You wore a suit and tie when you walked out of the arena. When you played for the Barrie Flyers in 1951 and 52, when Don Cherry and my old man played for them, you wore a suit and tie every minute of the day because you represented that team.
No, we had to do
I'm
that when
okay with that.
I had to do that when I was playing senior A hockey.
Yeah.
I think that's proper. I mean, that's showing a little respect, not this stuff we see today where it's
there's
cool.
None of this your hair hanging out down to here under your helmet and beards and mustache. You weren't allowed. You were clean shaven. They owned your ass. That's how it was, dude.
You knew a hockey back then because they were all clean cut Sunday school looking boys with fucking no teeth. That's how you knew a fucking hockey player in Canada.
And a small little bandage holding stitches in their cheek.
Yeah. You knew the goalies because they had bruises all over their fucking arms.
Yeah, but see, nobody in their right mind did that. That was just the fucking, the offside ones. The guys that fucking, the
My
retards.
old man still jokes today when he sees an older fella, an old gentleman walking down the sidewalk, and that he's got that typical bow-legged, old, kind of hunched over old man look, right? My old man will point at him and go, "There goes an old defenseman."
Well, I'll tell you, the gear I wear now, Gary, you could take 100-mile slap shot 10 feet in front of the net, and it basically will bounce off. So it's good because I'm too old to get hurt now. So the equipment is unbelievable.
I was never an ice hockey player because I had weak ankles. It just wasn't my thing. I was in foster homes that had hockey players, just like every other Canadian. But I see the gear from my day, which was the Gretzky day, to now. And I look at the gear and the prices and the complexity of it and how it's like some kind of Robotron suit. It's crazy shit.
Well, yeah, give you an example, Gary. When I was playing competitive hockey, I was wearing horsehair pads. Those pads would weigh 20 pounds when you started the game. At the end of the game, they'd weigh about 45 to 50 pounds. Because every bit of ice, every bit of water on the ice was sucked right into those pads, right into the horsehair. So as you're getting tireder, as the game's going on, the pads are getting heavier. Now my pads, man, I can pick them up with one finger, and it's just unbelievable. The gear now is so high tech. Like, it's good because I'm too old to get hurt, so I don't get hurt playing. It's great.
It's all good. I just, I don't know, man. Even that, I think I would be.
But it's something you get it when you're young, and it sticks with you all your life.
It is. It's a passion. It's ingrained.
A passion.
And if it's not there, if it's there, it's there. I know old guys that play. There's make leagues about that. You know what I mean? Leagues around older fucking seniors. Playing, and I think it's awesome. I think that you should never be limited in your choices. Well, you know me, I'm a big believer in choice to begin with. And
Well, Gary, I haven't watched a professional game now on TV for, honest to God, for about 4 years now. I love the game, but I hate how it's been exploited and used to divide
they
and,
lost
and
they lost
divide
my
our society. They
they
lost
lost
me 4 years
support.
ago.
When they focused on economics versus the game. That's when they lost me, and that
Well,
was
yeah.
a few more than 4 years ago. You know,
Well, what do
I
you got?
just
You got every year you got the Stanley Cup. You got the teams going, yeah, yeah, yeah. My team's better than your team. I hate you. You live in Chicago. We're playing Toronto, and the next day they win the Stanley Cup. They have a parade. The next day everything's back to normal. And to me, it's bullshit. The whole thing is just bullshit. It's got right out of hand. What you have now is guys that are in a business that really, when you look at it, it's just another way of dividing society to keep people distracted. I go to the coffee shop.
It's
I go
turned
to the
into
coffee shop. Yeah, it's a business, but I go to the coffee shop and there's people still they're more worried about who won the fucking hockey game last night as to what opposed to what's going on inside our government.
That's
They're
okay.
still that's their life.
That's okay, Barry.
Well,
That's okay, because I can only fit so many people on the ark.
well, yeah, I know that,
No,
dude. It's just
dude.
what a
No.
distraction. What a distraction in society is all I'm saying.
No, but that's what they've done. They've taken things that you once heralded as heroes, once heralded as representatives of the best parts of society, and reduced them to economics as a distraction through entertainment. So now nobody wants to pay attention. Why? Well, fuck, I got to watch the game. You know, motherfucker, it's going to turn out the way it's going to turn out, whether you watch it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
who
a minute,
cares?
focus. Take a minute and focus.
No,
You know?
they won't.
Well, really, when you look at it, Gary, it must be just like I'm gonna watch this. I'm not really gonna pay attention to what's going on around me because I know there's some really bad shit going on, but I really don't care. I'm just gonna lose my mind into this hockey game tonight. I'm not gonna drink my beer, go to work tomorrow, and maybe somebody
I
else will look
just
after
had
the
this
problem.
conversation with my pastor tonight. I had it earlier on. I've had it with you in the past. I've had it with others. It's the same thing. You could tell somebody the truth. You could show them the evidence, factual, logical evidence laid out in front of them. They will agree adamantly, 100%. You're absolutely fucking right, and I don't give a shit. And that's the mentality today. You know, that's the way we're turning. And again, it's by design, and I get it. And you're not going to reach everybody. Even a lot of the ones that claim to be reached, you're not going to reach them. Not really, because they're going to get caught up on the distractions. You know, it's easier.
Yeah,
It's less. It's
hey,
responsibility.
I had.
You know.
Where is he? Wait till I pull up this other
Well, if you're
page. Where
gonna
is he
get
here?
some,
Where is he?
you're
Ed.
gonna get some-
Ed. Where is Ed Jamnisik in the chat room here? Where are you? Him and I had this very conversation about distractions earlier
Sure.
tonight. He called me asking about what we got to stop Trudeau and these 30,000, 22 bazillion trillion immigrants him and the UN are going to bring in. Faith Goldie was on about it. And I was trying to
the
tell
Catholic
Ed.
Church made an announcement. They want to bring them. They want Canada to fly them up in C-130s and fucking bring them directly to Canada, or broker a deal with Trump to drive them up. Yeah,
Whatever.
it's amazing.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction, and Ed, as much as I like the guy, and I know he's a unquestionable, probably one of the most adamant patriots I know, but he gets distracted by things like this.
I don't know Ed as well as you do, or as well as some others might, but I've talked quite a bit with him lately, and he knows some similar people, and I know their mentality that they don't just, whatever. So if they're associating with Ed, Ed's got to be an all right guy. When I talk to Ed, I get that same feeling. He's definitely a proud
He's
Canadian.
straight up, but his heart is so good. He wants to save people who don't even realize they need to be saved.
Well, I think that's most Canadians, though. They want to save people because we're good people as a country. Canadians are good people, but the thing is, you're not going to save everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Gary, but
there's a reason Noah locked the doors on the ark.
Well, there's a point. I agree with you, Gary, and I'll agree with you, Duke, but there is people right now that are sitting on the fence that are still reachable. Sure, we're not going to reach them all.
Absolutely.
Some people,
Absolutely.
but those are the ones. Those are the ones I'm after. The ones that are kind of right now, kind of listening to some of the things that we say. Maybe paid attention to some of the things that you've said over the last 3 or 4 years, or Gary or myself, and are really starting to take a look at this because it is infectious. Once it gets to a point where people realize that this is something that they have to address, they might be able to share that. They might be able to spread that to other people, and those are the people that I'm after. I know a lot of people are never going to come out of their bubble. They just won't until they're knocking at the door. Okay.
We just said this the other night. Once it's in you, you can't not do it. That's the problem.
We're committed, buddy.
Curse. It's a curse. It's a double-edged sword, And I've got this saying that I shared with Duke before. I don't mind bottle feeding a motherfucker, because people do need to be bottle fed. I'll draw the line at parting the lips, Yeah. But I'll bottle feed, because people.
Exactly.
Well,
we can't. We can't stop. We can't stop talking because we think that we're at a point where there's only a certain sector of society that's going to listen. There is a lot of Canadians right now that, if we could get to them the urgency of the situation in the country, that they actually might start getting involved. And I'm seeing that now.
In no way.
It gets back to the human character of Canadians. We are absolutely good people as a whole. Not the individual, not the guy that went out and killed somebody or did some bad shit. As a country, as a nation, we are good people. We always have been. We have been a positive light on the face of the globe. The thing is, we're so good that we don't want to believe that the things that are happening today in our country that happen in other countries will happen here. We don't want to believe that our government could be that dastardly, or that individuals in corporations far off in countries would actually try to exploit us. We're too good for that. We're good people. Who would do that to a good person? What kind of evil are you? And as a result, because of that, we don't want to open our eyes. We just can't believe it. It's Hollywood. It's a charade. It can't be real. And it's a shame because it is real.
Yep.
And but you know what, Gary? Really, anybody that's out there that thinks that this is a charade, then really they've only got to spend 2 hours really looking at what Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government have done since they've taken power. And you can find all that information on the internet at a click of a mouse and dissect what this government has done and tell me what.
People are changing right now because they are seeing it.
I know that. That's what I'm getting around to. But a lot of people that say, "Hey, wait a second,
I'm going to roll a joint."
You roll a joint. I'm seeing the same thing right now.
I can't
Gary,
get a fucking word in edgewise. This is the Barry and Gary show.
I'm gonna shut up.
Sorry.
No, you're not. You're a liar.
It's all your fault, Gary.
You're both lying mother.
It's your fault, buddy.
You're both lying mother.
I'm gonna roll a joint too. Okay, let's have a 5-minute peace out, time out. Okay, take a breath.
While they're rolling,
Duke wants to say something, Gary. So we better shut up for a minute.
I applaud. First of all,
you got the talking stick.
First of all, wait a minute. Here, yes. Where is it? Where is it? Here. I have the roach clip, so I'm talking. Okay.
I got the.
Do they even have more?
I'll share this with you guys.
My bud is bigger than your bud, so I'm talking right now.
I don't need a fake bud, buddy. I'm a small bud type of guy.
I heard that about you.
That's what she said.
It's not the size of the balls that measures the size of the man, okay? Dynamite comes in small packages.
And then she
people
said,
that live in glass, and there's an old saying, Duke, that people live in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones.
Yeah.
Okay?
She says, who are you going to please with that? I said, me.
Yeah, exactly. Who else do I please?
Okay,
I used to have a wife. Now I got a dog.
and the dog respects you and likes you better than the wife did.
I'm not sure. He's still sleeping alone.
Yeah.
How do you know, buddy? How do you know?
Because the dog's got better taste than the wife.
You must be working for that Canadian Intelligence Service there, Gary. You know what's going on inside my bedroom, buddy. Huh?
In a private life.
How many pieces of toilet paper did I use the last shit I took?
12.
No, it was 4, and I paid taxes on them. So fuck off.
Yeah, but you wasted half a sheet.
Hey, you guys ever want to have fun? The next time you're in a bar, go in the bathroom. When you come out of the bathroom, walk up to the biggest guy in the bar, wipe your hand all up and down his arm and say, "Damn it, I hate when the toilet paper rips." It'll be the best fucking bar fight you've ever been in.
Yeah, that's a big fucking go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, what I wanted to say before we all got interrupted while Barry was rolling a joint, what I wanted to say was that I applaud the two of you for your determination to wake up the resilient, to wake up the ones who continually slap the snooze button, to wake up the ones who have already woken up and decided to listen to the opposite message of our message. I applaud you for that. It is a job that must be done. I personally have come to the realization that we have gone past the time of Paul Revere. We have gone past the time of awakening. And those that are awake are looking for leadership. They're looking for a place to go. What's next in this step, this process? And the ones that are awake are looking for that. And I think they are far more important than the ones who are refusing to wake up.
I have a problem with that, though, because if they are as awake as they claim, as you say, and some of them are, don't get me wrong, stop looking for a fucking hero. Be that hero.
Yeah, well, that's the message.
For
that's the message that we have to get to putting out, Gary. That's the message that these people are waiting to hear. Okay, they've had the alarm clock go off. They've had me screaming in their ear. They've had Kevin Johnson yelling at them. They've had Ronnie Cameron bringing them videos of refugee hotels in Toronto.
By the way.
Okay? They've visited all these sites. They know about Q. They're awake. Now they're sitting there going, okay, now I'm awake. Where do I go? What do I do? What's my next move? What is our, as patriots, what is our next move? And
it's pretty simple.
I think at this point in time,
change you want to see, and you stand with those that are doing the same. That's it.
Well,
it's that simple.
I think
all you got to do.
At this point in time, a good phrase to use to sort of describe the next phase of time that patriots need to move through is prepping. If you've got family that you're worried about, you need to figure out where you can take them. Do you have a distant cousin who lives outside of a big city? Get a hold of them. Is there room to put a camper trailer there that you and your wife and your growing kids can go and live in? Then find a used camper trailer and get it out to your cousin's remote farm. These are the kind of prep things we need to be doing, because whether we start it, war is coming. It will be brought upon us. Whether we seek it or run from it, it will be brought upon us. What we see happening around the world is coming here. That's reality.
Our main group is called Ready Group. The thing that I do in my off time from this shit is all around prepping and bushcraft. I absolutely agree that part of freeing yourself from the government is becoming self-reliant. And what you call prepping, what so many people call prepping, I actually don't like the term or the label. Because
because you live it 24/7.
Oh, we all used to live it 24/7. It was called common sense living.
Well,
your grandpa canned. Your grandpa hunted and fished. We sewed up our clothes. We did these things as a natural life.
Yeah.
And it's what kept us free from the government. If we get back to that as a society where we're less dependent, they've got no power. Absolutely none.
I forget where I was when I read it. It may have been while helping my mom produce one of her annual historical editions of the Niagara-on-the-Lake newspaper. She was editor of the Niagara-on-the-Lake newspaper. It may have been during my school years, but I remember reading a quote from Diefenbaker. Canadians have always been hewers of wood and drawers of water. That's really what we are. We are off-grid people. You look at our country, 99.9% of our country is bush. Yes, we live in some big cities, but most of our population is rural. And we have always been hewers of wood. We work with our hands. That's what that means. And drawers of water. We're independent. We don't need.
A lot of people oppose the concept of prepping because of the connotations attached to it.
Oh.
If you look at it as because they see the crazy preppers on, what's that TV show, the one that made a mockery of prepping. I can't remember the name of the show. Whatever it was, I don't watch TV, but it's really
Neither
been made
do
to some kind of crazy kind of person, right? And again, we used to do that. It was common sense living. There's no reason why it should be looked at so negatively. It's no different from what we're doing now in this. Talking about these politics. You participated. You did it for yourself. And I agree. That concept, that analogy you use about the ark is absolutely 100% true. It is. You do need to care for your family. You do need to care for yourself. And you do need to prepare because, even in Toronto, you just had that ice storm a couple of years ago where everybody was fucked. People were going nuts. Up here, we've had snow for fucking every day for quite a while now. We had a couple of days where the highway was literally closed. You just aren't going down it. If you aren't prepared, you're going to have a rough go. If I don't have enough dog food or enough, supplement, they suffer.
So
it's hard for people living in a big city to do that, though, Gary. Somebody in a situation where you are right now, you can set yourself up really easily if you put a little bit of work in, especially if you're working in a communal effort, which it sounds like you're doing. But for most people in a big city, that's really hard unless they get away from the big city. And unfortunately, our society has compartmentalized people, their jobs, everything's tied in with the population base. It's really hard for people to even grab the concept of doing what you're doing right now. But what you're doing is great.
This point.
Huh?
Can you accept this one point? Everything we talk about comes back to two things: economics and control.
Of course.
Yep.
Okay. So the government wants to control us. We know that, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why they herd us into these areas.
Agenda 21, buddy.
Okay. So we know this. We talk about this. We read about it. We study it. We interact with others, all on that premise. So if you really want to fight the system, you really want to fight the problem, don't participate. You can do what I did. He can do what you did. You leave. You stop. There's no excuse for it. Well, it's hard. No, it is hard. Every day is hard. But that control has been taken away. And you gotta have the courage of your conviction. You can't just proclaim something and then just continue doing the same thing.
Well, I'll tell you something, Gary. In my own life, I've done everything I can to walk away from the system. And even though I'm still living in civilization right now, everything that I can do to possibly not support my government outside of what I've got to pay in road taxes, etc., etc. I've challenged him on income tax. I have done everything that I can. I've walked away from my job.
35 million Canadians did that.
Well, yeah. But, there's so many things, Gary, in your life right now, and I'm talking to the general population, there's so many things you can do that might sound minuscule. You're living in a situation where you're going to Walmart. Now, Walmart comes into a city, and all the small businesses in that city die. And the people that are running those small businesses end up going to Walmart, both of them working just to pay the mortgage on their house. That's what happens when Walmart comes into a city. So now I don't go to Walmart to shop. I absolutely defy going to Walmart. And the only thing that I have to go to Walmart for is I've had my dogs on one brand of dog food since they were born. The only place I can get it in town is Walmart, so that's the only time I go there once a month to get my dog food. Outside of that, they can kiss my ass because they're a corporation that are running us over. And if people could grab that concept, get back to even in our own societies, even though we're in this civilization, so-called civilization right now, if we could get back to the concept of not supporting corporations, all corporations, don't go to Tim Hortons, don't go to Starbucks. Don't
Don't go to
Walmart.
Tim Hortons. What?
You know, but think about that. No, you know what?
I'm
That sounds
50s.
minuscule, Gary, but it's not, because
You're absolutely right.
if everybody started taking that little piece out of the cog of that wheel that's running us over, it would start making an impact
You stop paying the motherfuckers.
that are killing you,
That's right.
because that's what they're fucking doing. Our planet's dying, folks. Wake up. All this is going to be frivolous in 10 years when people start realizing there ain't going to be food on the shelves. Doesn't matter how much money you got.
I tell you, I've said it so many times, no matter where I go, vote with your motherfucking dollar. It is that simple. It doesn't mean a
Well,
lifestyle change. Of course it does.
Prepping
But
is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If
But I got to make a point on prepping.
it absolutely is a lifestyle change. But if you have the courage of your conviction, you're willing to sacrifice and make that change.
If you got any foresight into the future and you can see what's happening in the cities, you can see what's happening to your health. You're seeing the food that you're being forced to eat and the mandate that you're being pushed under, and you want to get away from it, then you've got to have the courage. You got to do that for your kids, man, because your kids are the ones that are really paying the price. They are. Our children are just being decimated by society. It makes me cry. It makes me puke. It makes me get to a point where I want to reach people by the throat and grab them. I see parents taking their kids into McDonald's and feeding them this fucking bullshit crap, and they don't have the balls to go on the internet and study what this shit's doing to their kids. They don't have the guts to do that. You're the caregiver of your child, and you're feeding them that crap, or you're feeding them Fruit Loops, or you're allowing them to eat this other shit. You know, and you take him to a doctor, and the doctor says he's got to have 18 vaccines before he's 7 years old. And you go on the internet and you punch up the ingredients, and you go, holy shit, I wouldn't put that in my fucking worst enemy, and you're giving it to your kid. Where the fuck are you guys, man? Wake up.
This gets back to
Sorry,
my.
man. Sorry.
To my
I got mad there, guys. I'm sorry. I got fucking mad because when I see it happen to kids, it really fucking wants me to. If you guys don't cry, go ahead,
Get
Gary.
mad. Don't apologize. Get mad. You should be fucking mad.
I don't usually get mad like that. I usually keep a low tone in my fucking conversations, get it? And I don't swear. You know, I don't swear.
People mad because anger lets you pay attention.
Well, people aren't paying attention. What the fuck, Gary?
I get it. You're singing to the choir, Barry. I get it. I know this.
No.
This is why I said I had to stop living that. I had to leave to put that fucking courage of conviction into reality.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, I couldn't just expect. I can't proclaim my government should do this if I'm not willing to do it. I can't call for accountability if I don't have accountability in my life.
Got to put your money where your mouth is.
Talk. Well, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to try to walk the walk. Okay.
Goddamn Skippy. And it always comes down to that. Not sometimes, always. And you can't give fucking excuses. Well, it's difficult. I'm busy. I'm tired. I'm sore. No, motherfucker. It's a choice. Like anything in life. It comes down to that. It really does.
You know what, Gary? I say to myself every day, and I say this every day to myself, if Canadians could really understand the urgency of what is going on in our country, then you would see what we need to see right now in the Canadian public. We'd see the people that have been sitting on the fences going, you know, this is bad. You'd see them rattling like crazy, and you'd see all the people that are asleep all of a sudden going, wait a second. But unfortunately, that seems to be something that is a monumental task. And of course, we know why. We know why it's being held. We know all the attacks. We see it all coming right now. We see the attacks on the conservative voices, what's happening with our censorship. It's all being played out at light speed right now. So, you know, I say to myself some days, can we do it? Can we get these people awake? And I have to say to myself, yeah, we can. Or I would stop doing this. Okay. But I really feel that if people really knew exactly what was going to be Canada, and I'll say the way I see things going right now, if it keeps going the way it is, in 5 years from now, you're not going to recognize this country.
Okay? I don't recognize it now. I absolutely don't recognize it now.
Okay, neither do I, but I'm saying the general population is all of a sudden going to wake up and go, hey, wait a second, hold on.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Okay,
no,
Duke, you're pushback. Okay, Duke's got to push back. Let's hear Duke.
I've been sitting here listening to the both of you, and I had this conversation with Ed Jamnisek earlier today. Wait till I seal this rolling paper here. I had this conversation with Ed Jamnisek earlier today, and I've had the same conversation with a number of people. You are trying to convince the 50 to 60% of the British population who stood and cheered for Chamberlain when he came back with a treaty from Hitler. You're trying to convince that 50 to 60% of the British population who wanted to believe that there was a hope for peace. They wanted to believe that Chamberlain's treaty with Hitler was real. You're wasting your time, buddy, because even as the bombs fell on London, those same people still believe that peace could be had with the devil.
Hence why you got to do all that while you're building your ark.
Yeah. Because you know what? The way I say things going in society, if we have a complete breakdown and we have something like a UN agenda played out in Canada beyond our control, it doesn't matter where you're living. If you're living out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere or in a city, excuse my language, they're going to come and be knocking on our doors.
Yep.
If it doesn't play out like that, if that scenario doesn't play out, and we have a situation where we see a major breakdown in our food source or a major breakdown in financial, well, I've told you many times, Duke, that 4 years ago, I kind of sat down and said to myself, what really is important in the future? And I got rid of all my assets. I don't have nothing, buddy, but I did manage to put some stuff away. And I think right now that is an important thing to do. Whether or not it's going to help, I can't say 100%, but there's an old saying, it's better to have it and you need it and you do have it than to need it and not have it. And prepping, putting food away for your family, firearms is a necessity. Of course, we can't talk about that much on the radio, but it's a necessity.
Well, hunting is going to be a necessity to feed your family.
We're going to see a major economic collapse, Duke. We all know that. We all know that. We all know it's coming.
Yep.
So gold and silver, guys, is a really viable thing right now to put money into, as opposed to fiat currency.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that.
Me neither.
Well,
you can't eat.
Okay.
So,
well, I have. So if it doesn't work, that's great. But
okay,
I'll trade you a bread for your ounce of gold.
I'll trade you a bag of corn seeds for your pound of gold. Because you know what? I
don't know how to grow it.
I can grow all the fucking corn I want and live nicely, but you're going to starve to death trying to eat that gold.
No, you're going to die.
And you know what?
You're going to die trying to protect it.
The pound of copper that I've got is going to be able to make a generator or an electric motor before you use that gold to make a generator. The hunk of aluminum that I've got is going to be used to make an electrical connection or a switch assembly or a part for a car that your gold can't be used for. Copper.
How many people know how to do that, man? Not too many. All I'm saying is that it's viable. Whether it's going to be viable or not, I've done that. I know a lot of people that have, and it's just, if it doesn't work out and I don't need it, great, man. If I do need it, I have it. But I've also put away enough food right now to make sure my family is looked after for a long time, Duke. That to me is more important than a new car or a new TV or anything that's material possession. It's all bullshit.
Here's my thing about precious metals. From a prepper perspective or a self-reliant perspective, you're going to spend more time moving that, trying to protect it and keep it, and defending against it for something that you can't eat.
Yeah.
Seeds? Great idea. But some motherfucker is going to come across you that doesn't have morals and will try to steal that gold, even though it's useless. Because guess where you got to take that gold to spend it?
Oh, I agree.
I would not give you. I would rape you for your gold for a fucking loaf of bread.
You'd never find it though.
No. You'd give it to me willingly because you'd be that fucking hungry.
Yeah.
I would just overcharge you.
You'll give me all your gold to teach you how to skin a deer.
Now
I know how to skin a deer. I can go in the bush and live, man.
I know, Barry, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
I understand. I understand what you're saying, Gary.
The money that you spend on that gold right now, you could put towards things like hand tools that you can't replicate, seeds that you can't just get, things, extra land. You can go to Dignam Land in Canada and get land on finance with no credit if that's the case.
Yeah.
For $100 a month. And that's a better waste of your money than spending it on gold. And you need to get things that are going to teach you skills, because if you are in that big of a crisis and you don't have those skills, your gold is gone, because I will sell you that skill for that gold. So all your prepping is on. So it's much better to spend that money on learning the skills and acquiring the tools that you can't replicate. You know what I mean?
That's the problem. Well, also, Gary, if most people in the city, if they were put into a situation in the bush and told to survive, it wouldn't happen. You know, most people don't have the skills.
You mentioned a friend of mine a little while ago, okay, and you were talking about how he turned you on to chaga. This guy is one of the current leaders within the bushcraft community online right now. Okay, Dave Wolf, and he's one of our members. Now, the thing with Dave Wolf and people like that, that's what they do. That's where they spend their money, on learning new skills, old world skills. We've got, you know what I mean, people that teach how to grow the weed to make your flax clothing, you know, flax linen, or to how to make a wood gasification generator, or, you know, all these things. And that's the so important part. That's your arc. Because that skills, there's a saying in the bushcraft community, in the prepping community, knowledge weighs nothing. And that's what it's going to come down to. Because if you're in that bad of a crisis, you've got to be fluid and move. You sit still, you're going to get caught. And if you got to lug all that shit with you, on top of all the regular stuff you need to survive, you're done.
Yeah, well, interesting thoughts, buddy. But like I said, it's something I've done, so it's there, and it's in a very, very safe place, and it's just
if I was in your shoes,
something I did anyways.
If I was in your shoes and had that luxury, I would liquidate it and get more land. That's what I would do. That's just my personal thing. You're only, all through history, the only way you measure wealth is through land.
Gary, all I know is that when the time comes, I'm phoning Barry and I'm yelling, "Quick, send lawyers, guns, and money." Not that I've ever made any phone calls like that, but, you know.
That's when Barry doesn't have a phone.
We won't discuss 1982.
Well, I was reading an article today about the solar flares, the incoming solar flares they're expecting in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
No.
It's already, no conspiracy theory. No conspiracy theory. But
it's already 10:45. We've been an hour and 45 minutes.
No, I just wanted to bring it up for 1 minute. Okay, just bring it up.
Last time I let you bring that up for 1 minute, we were 45 friggin' minutes talking about asteroids.
End of it. Take a look at it anyway.
I have one question for both of you.
Okay, question of the night. Duke wants to go to bed again. What a sissy, man. I'll tell you.
Well, that's because, as Ed pointed out, you're peeking out on the chaga. One question for both of you.
Yeah, shouldn't be drinking at night.
You've both been on the site. What's your impression so far?
What, synthesis? I love it. Yeah. I like what you guys are doing. And if I can help out and support it and get my name in there and make a few shows and draw, I'm going to help you out.
What I want to know is whether you find it hard to navigate. Do you find any challenges with using it?
Not so far.
Nope.
How about you, Duke?
Nope, I haven't had any problems with it.
Well, I think you guys set this up really well, Gary. I just hope that people embrace it because, like I said, we're going to need another medium, man. What's happening right now with Facebook and YouTube and Google and everything, it's just being ramped up, and we know the hammers are going to come down. So the sooner the better we get people connected to this. We have another platform that can't be attacked. To me, it's a no-brainer. So kudos, and let's get going.
Awesome. No, I just wanted some feedback. That's all.
There you go. That's my feedback.
Yeah, I haven't. You and I were dealing last night with a video upload issue. You've got your developers working on that, but Other than that, I find the site really easy to navigate. It's got more options than Facebook as far as the way it down the left-hand menu, the way it dissects various sectors of the site and allows you direct access to separate things like videos and in one link and photos in another link instead of the Facebook open your photos and somewhere in there is your video files. You guys keep it all separate. It makes it nice. It makes it easier to navigate, actually.
Yeah,
I'm getting razzed in chat there for peeking on Chaga, guys. So I promise I won't drink Chaga before I get on the radio again. Okay. I'll try and take a deep breath and bring myself back down to earth. Yeah, it does give you energy, and you probably.
Ed says some icons are a bit small on the iPad. No, Ed, that's just you're old and your eyes are going bad.
All right, gentlemen.
So Gary, before you go, Gary, you got an ice rink up there?
We do. It's called a lake.
You play it.
I knew that line was coming.
Okay.
I knew that line was coming.
We drink a lot.
Okay. There's no ice rink with nets and goalies and all that kind of stuff.
Well, we do actually. We do.
Okay, I'll let you go. Hey, Duke, thanks for having me in tonight, man. Always a great talk.
Nice seeing you again.
Nice
Barry,
talking with
thanks
you.
for coming.
As always.
Thanks for coming all the way out from BC to Ontario to join us.
Boom, 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 boom. Beyond Canada.
We'll see you later, buddy. Have a good week. Be safe. Gary, as always, bud, keep pumping Synthesis. I always want to say Symphony Canada. SynthesisSocial.com. We're going to get that site up and going.
It is a symphony. It's a motherfucking symphony for Canada. I got to get a new face for Synthesis because I'm not the guy to do this shit.
we should make Barry Mr. Synthesis.
I'll do it for you.
I was actually thinking getting Mr. Jam in the sack. You know.
Get Ed?
Oh fuck yeah.
Him and his airplane.
Fuck yeah.
But we got to upgrade him to Learjet.
No, that would be too elite. He's a down-home Canadian boy. He's a bush pilot.
It's a long way from BC to there.
I was thinking we'll get one of those old fucking biplanes or something like that. That would be cool with his goggles and scarf, you know. That would be bad.
I think we should get him one with a rubber band and wind the propeller up.
Well, that too. That could work. Yeah, there is that. I'm sure it'll be a pretty short fucking face for Synthesis. We'd have to replace him pretty quick because it wouldn't go. So you hear, folks, we're taking offers. Submit your fucking resume to be that face because apparently Ed's not going to last long with his rubber band. I'm too cantankerous, and Duke's too old, and fucking Barry, well, he's just too far away. So.
What do you mean I'm too old?
What do you mean I'm too far away?
Well, you're only fucking, you're not a day under fucking like 130 or whatever the fuck it is now. And Barry, well, fuck, you're in like fucking, I don't know.
You've been talking to my kids, haven't you?
I'm the oldest guy here, and I am 30 years old, buddy.
You haven't been fucking 30 years old since 30 BC.
According to my kids, I came here on the asteroid that brought dirt to the planet.
Ouch. Ouch. I haven't heard that one.
That's a good one. Okay, guys, I'm out of here.
I'm pushing 50. I got a.
I'm 64, Gary. Come on, buddy. I'm the old man here. And Duke's 58. I think Duke's 58, aren't you, Duke?
Yeah, I just turned 58 last week.
Yeah, okay.
That
so give the old guy the respect, eh? Respect your elders.
If I'm feeling this old, then I can only imagine how you guys are feeling.
No, once you get to this age,
shouldn't be feeling old at 50, buddy. You should be in the prime of your life. Come on.
I haven't been in the prime for. I don't know if I ever had a prime. I'm not sure that I have.
Well, drink Chaga.
That's why I drink it. That's why I drink it.
Okay, guys. Thanks for having me, Duke.
I was in Prime once, and then she got a job in another town and moved out.
The closest thing to Prime I got is Amazon.
Gentlemen,
I'm so. Go ahead.
I'm out of here. I've got a nice big fatty ready to go. I'm heading outside to de-stress, as they say.
I'm going to go get things fresh in the bedroom and spray some Febreze.
Have a good night, guys.
Wash your sheets once in a while. You won't need so much Febreze.
Whatever it takes. Where the hell did that come from, man? Give him a shot of Febreze every night before you go to bed, huh?
That's how I keep things. That's how I keep things fresh in the bedroom.
Oh no, that's as far as we're going with that tonight, folks.
Yeah, I may have to roll a second one of these just to figure out that whole comment. Holy fuck, Gary! Talk about oversharing there, bud.
Sharing is
Just what we wanted.
Sharing is caring, and I care.
Holy Christ! I don't have to badmouth it. I don't have to badmouth Islam. I just bring you freaks onto the camera, and they're gonna bar me from Facebook again.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with a freshly shorn scrotum.
Okay, so much for the family show. All right.
Thanks for making my face hurt, guys.
You're welcome. Enjoy your night.
There you go. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Good night,
guys.
Have a good
night, dude. Have a night.
It was nice
to you guys.
It was nice to you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
See you, gentlemen. You guys log out of Skype. I'll let it go. See you, Gary. Just end the call there. It'll end itself. There we go. That's the end of Barry and Gary. I'm going to have to get these two guys together, and we'll take them out on a road show. I start booking them into hotels. It'd be a hell of a comedy act. The two of them are friggin' hilarious. Folks, again, thanks for joining the show tonight. Please understand that Friday nights, live this weekend on YouTube, rebroadcast over Facebook. So if you want to chat, if you want to be involved and have comments in the show, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the live broadcast originates on YouTube. I will post the links on my Facebook profiles, or Facebook pages rather. So Friday night on the patio with Duke Willis on Facebook, I'll put the link there for the YouTube video. So you can click that link. It'll take you to the YouTube channel on the patio, which I showed you earlier tonight. I'll do the same thing Saturday with Politically Speaking. The Facebook page, Politically Speaking with Duke Willis, will have a link that takes you to the YouTube channel, Politically Speaking. And again on Sunday with CPR, the same thing. The following week, the live broadcast will be on YouTube via my BeLive platform and rebroadcast over YouTube. So each week, one week, Facebook will be the primary. The following week, YouTube will be the primary. I'll keep lots of announcements out there so that you know where we're going, where you can find me. But that's how it's going to work. Friday night on the patio. Saturday night, Politically Speaking. Sunday night, CPR. Those three shows on YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook. Okay? I know it sounds complicated. I'll put lots of notifications out for you. We got to start getting people to come over to my YouTube channels, because it's only going to be a matter of time before Facebook and the Zuckerstapo ban me again. Now, before we close things out here, folks, I want to leave you with a little video. This is something I put together, and I've actually been burning it to CDs. If you watched earlier tonight, you may have seen me showing these. They're great little business cards. This is the video that is on the CD that I've been handing out.
Can you handle the truth about Canada? You can start by checking out NephilimFilms.com.
Welcome back to the show. We are hitting the home stretch. We're going to take our time with this. We're going to ease into this like a lukewarm bath. Maybe just a hot, not a hot, too hot. We're not going to scare people, but we have Doug Force here. And welcome, Doug. You're making a film called The Myth is Canada.
I am.
And
well, we are, actually. I shouldn't say I am.
Yeah.
Well,
what's
I
happening?
asked a simple question. In 2017, we're celebrating 150 years of Confederation, are we not? It's
Yes,
all over
we
the
are.
place. They
Yeah.
had big parties this summer.
Yep.
And they say in 1867, the British North American Act caused Canada to confederate.
Right.
In 1889, the Interpretation Act that was created in the UK said that the Dominion of Canada was a colony. So how can we have confederated in 1867 and be a colony in 1889?
Well, then we had the Statute of Westminster, right?
Correct.
You
That
can't
ended the British
be
North American
a colony and a
But
country
prior to that
at
ending,
the same
they
time.
did something very, very smart. Queen Victoria, she wanted to end the monarch of Canada, and in 1893, they did what they call the Statutes Law Revision Act, which took out the enacting clause from the British North American Act, but also more importantly, it took out Section 2 of the British North American Act, which said that there was a monarch in perpetuity through heredity. It eliminated that. So in 1901, when she passed away, the monarchy ended in Canada. So I asked the question,
Okay.
in 1982, when Pierre Elliott Trudeau went to England, what queen was he taking the Canada Act to? Because it certainly wasn't the Queen of Canada. We hadn't had one since 1901.
I, Justin P.J. Trudeau, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors. So help me God.
This year, Eldon Warman, he had a wonderful website called DTax Canada, where I read on DTax Canada many years ago now. He had what they called the Walter Cool letter up there, and Walter Cool was a backbencher in Ottawa in the 1920s and 1930s.
Yeah.
And he wrote a letter, very famous letter, to René Lévesque in 1976, when René Lévesque was having a big thing in Quebec for the PQ. They wanted to do a big separation.
Right.
And so he wrote a letter saying, Mr. Lévesque, you can't have a divorce without first having a marriage. Canada never confederated. You're already a sovereign nation. So René, he went to Ottawa to see Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and he went into the office of Trudeau, and he threw the letter at him, and he said, read this and tell me, is it true or not? And Trudeau read the letter, and he said, yes, it's true, but you shut up and go back to Quebec. Here's 2 big suitcases full of money. Now piss off.
Is that what really happened?
Yeah.
And Trudeau knew that?
Trudeau knew it. Of course he knew. All of the premiers, all the prime ministers know.
Who needs special powers? The politicians. They're the ones who want special powers naturally, because they're in the power game. And what they can get from Ottawa, they will have more in Charlottetown, in Quebec City, in Victoria, BC. That's the game of politics, power.
Referring to is what happened in 1982, where he took what was it called? The Constitution, or the Canada Act, 1982. He created in his own parliament. But the problem was that he didn't ask we the people. But Canada is a corporation, because that in 1982, if you read the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, one has to understand what a charter is and what you do when you open a corporation. You charter a company.
Okay.
I remember Harper, when he was government a few years ago, he was in an interview in Calgary, and he made claim that the federal government is a de facto government, which means it's an unlawful and illegal government. The Governor General just recently, the one before the one that's in there now, she made it very clear that she was a de facto head of state.
That's why we need this movie to come out. And that's why we need to stand up against the NWO and make sure that their plans do not succeed. Because we have the power. We, the people, have the power.
Hi, everybody. What you're about to see are some clips from a video produced by Rocco Galati, noted Canadian constitutional lawyer. Listen to what this man has to say about Canada being a dictatorship.
Now, subject to questions, that's all I want to talk about the Bank of Canada, but my gracious hosts here have asked me to briefly talk about some of my other cases and how they're separate or how do they fit in with the Bank of Canada case. So unless I'm boring you, I'll take 5 to 7 minutes and I can just briefly talk about the bigger picture, if it's okay with you. All right, so Machiavelli once said that, you know, the people are most enslaved when they declare themselves to be free, right? That's certainly true here in North America. Ever since we got our Constitution patriated, although there was Quebec got screwed in the back rooms, people have declared themselves to be free through a Constitution, and people just, you know, they've let down their vigilance, and people think they're free here. And it's a delusion. It's a complete delusion. Canada, or places like some of the Nordic countries, were the most peaceful countries in the world, but they're dictatorial. I've been talking about a quiet dictatorship since the Crétin government. For me, it came down with a thump in April 2001 in Quebec City at the Summit of the Americas. That was the statement. You fuck off, you live in a dictatorship. Go home or we'll tear gas you. Okay? That was it. I defended the First Nations at Guffiston Lake. I don't know, who remembers Guffiston Lake? Very few. Lloyd Axworthy and Princess Diana of Wales were touring the world trying to convince the world that we should ban landmines, military landmines. First Nations in northern BC occupied a piece of land they said was stolen from them. The Canadian Army surrounded them and laced the perimeter with the landmines Princess Diana and Lloyd Axworthy were trying to ban over Europe at the same frigging time, right? So the dictatorship, and that was all illegal action under the Constitution. Under our Constitution, you cannot dispatch military personnel against our civilian population. They did the same thing at Oka. That was illegal, completely illegal, contrary to the Constitution, okay? So that was the beginnings of our in-your-face dictatorship. It's all governments, all, you know, we have political parties that just have different football jersey colors, you know? I mean, there's not much of a spectrum, right? We got, you know, so we got orange, we got red, and we have le bleu, not to be confused with Quebecois bleu, you know, we got the Conservatives. So that's it. So it doesn't matter to me which government it is. If they act unconstitutionally, they have to be made to account.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Do yourself a favor. Hit YouTube, search for Rocco Galati. It's worth watching. Hope to see you on my YouTube channel. Bye.
The greatest threat to our freedom of speech, I would say, is political correctness.
So I'm going to start a bit about a personal introduction, and I'm going to say, just so you'll know, and it's important later, that I'm a court expert in Canada on jihadist-based terrorism. This is in the Criminal Court of Canada, the Ontario Superior Court, as well as twice in the Federal Court of Canada. I'm also a court expert on the reliability of intelligence as evidence, and there's a huge story behind that. But anyway, all of this is going to be important later. I'm going to come back to that. But meanwhile, so why do the Islamists, why do they need this M103 motion? It's actually very simple and very clear. The ideology of the Islamist is so abhorrent, so barbaric, so misogynistic, and so anti-democratic that it cannot withstand public debate. it cannot withstand the exposure of sunshine.
For instance, actually, one perfect example, seeing how we're here in Toronto. Toronto police force has a chaplain, an imam, who's educated at the University of Medina, advocates wife beating, advocates some of the worst aspects of Wahhabi Islam. But yet he's a chaplain for the Toronto Police Force. So more people should be questioning the Toronto Police Force and saying, why is that guy your imam? Why not somebody from one of the more modernist organizations? That would be just one approach at the civic, provincial, and federal level. The greatest threat to our freedom of speech, I would say, is political correctness. Yeah, it's something we should be taking seriously, and if we're not, we can look at France and Belgium and just say that's where we're going in the next few years.
There we go, folks. Thank you so much for watching our show tonight, our first broadcast on Canadian Truthers. Join me next Wednesday for Canadian Truthers featuring Billy Joyce. I'm going to try, the man's very busy, I'm going to try and get Billy to join us live via Skype, but I am going to feature clips from several of Billy's videos. We're going to spend about 45 minutes watching different clips, 3 to 4 different clips from Billy's videos. If you don't know who Billy Joyce is, go look on the playlist here on Canadian Truthers. You'll see a playlist with some of Billy's videos on there. Then go search YouTube. Look for Billy Joyce. You will appreciate his videos. This man's got an amazing perspective on where we stand and how events in the United States and around the world are affecting Canada. Billy Joyce, next Wednesday, right here on Canadian Truthers. Thanks for joining us, folks. Take care, and we will see you Friday on the patio with Duke Willis, right here on YouTube.
I know I'm wasting all my time standing in that coffee line. Then we been sitting around the table drinking Java by the cup. You know what? My lady wants me home, but when I sit down, I can't get up. You know what? Drink my coffee from my favorite cup. Sitting down at Tim Hortons, I'll be sucking it up. Mercy. I got to make that scene, but after one cup, I gotta pee. You see, my hair's all gone, and my beard is turning gray. Mercy. All the women that I hit on, it turns their head the other way. You know, I might get me a real nice blonde if I look a little more like James Bond. Hey, hit my band. Mercy. Make that alive.